Hi, this is James from Square Internet with another WordPress tutorial on Divi. In this video tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to build a restaurant website using Divi, the Divi Page Builder, and the Premade Restaurant Layout Pack. To follow along to the video, you'll need a few things: a domain, hosting, you need to install WordPress on your domain, and you need to purchase and set up Divi on your website. I'd recommend that you purchase your domain and hosting from SiteGround. In my opinion, they're the best small business hosting provider on the market. They're cost effective, easy to use, and they have really good customer support. Customer support's really important because something inevitably will break on your website and you will need to be using the back end and talking to customer support at some point. It really doesn't make sense to try and save a few bucks on super cheap hosting in exchange for terrible customer support and the inability to get help with your website. It will cause you untold headaches, so I would recommend that you use SiteGround. You'll also need to purchase Divi and set that up on your website. If you're not sure how to do that, there's a couple of short videos at the start of my Divi playlist where I show you how to download and set up Divi and the Divi Page Builder on your website. Once you've followed those steps, you've sorted out your domain, hosting and Divi, you're good to go to follow along to this video and start building your restaurant website. In the previous video, I built a one-page coffee shop website using Divi. In this video, I'm actually going to break it up into 5 or 6 different videos, possibly 7 or 8, and I'm going to build every page within the restaurant layout pack, and I'm actually going to take you through step by step how to build every single page, and we're going to build a complete restaurant website from start to finish, including the shop. So it's going to be e-commerce ready. I'm going to walk you through step by step every page, and we're going to style and customize the whole website to our new fictional restaurant business. In today's video, I'm going to be building the home page. I'm going to be using the landing page template in the layout pack, which is an extended version of the home page, because it gives me more opportunities to edit and tweak things, and hopefully more opportunities for you to pick up tips on how to use Divi a bit better. The first step, as with any of the layout packs, is to create a page to store the contents of the layout we're going to use. I'm going to call this restaurant homepage. So I'm just going to add new in pages, giving the page a name. I'm going to publish the page. I'm now just going to view the page, just to make sure it's been created okay. Yep. So we've got a blank canvas. We now need to access the restaurant landing page layout. So these are all the pre-made layouts that come with Divi when you purchase it. There's 41 layout packs, 324 total layouts. I think that's even more than yesterday when I recorded the coffee shop website video. So it looks like they're being expanded all the time. There's 324 free layouts for pages and 41 free layout packs that come for free within Divi, which is crazy good value for money. There's layout packs for pretty much every niche you can think of, from learning management, restaurants, yoga studios, there's a farmer's market, copywriters, digital payments, a pottery studio, interior design, and they're all quite well designed as well, so they make good starting points for simple websites or your first website to get something up that's mobile responsive and well designed. We're going to be using the restaurant layout pack, so I'm going to click into the restaurant layout pack. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages within this layout pack. So I'm going to be building 7 of these layouts. I don't need to build 2 home pages. And as I'm going to use the landing page as my home page, that will be 7 layout packs and 7 pages. So we'll have an about us, a blog, contact page, a gallery, team, shop, and a home/landing page. I'm going to preview the page just to make sure it looks how I think it's going to look. Looks good. It's nice and clean. There's the shop, part of the shop, testimonials, news and events, and a contact section with hours of business. So this looks good, it's nice and clean, it does what it needs to do. So I'm going to use this layout for my homepage. Just going to let that load and sort itself out. So that's now taken that layout and it's loaded all of the layout onto the page I've created. So if I now preview this page, it's taken all of the content, all of that layout, and it's inserted it into the page I've created. The only thing it hasn't done is imported the header or footer. And when I'm hovering over buttons, that's left over from the last video where I've set a global style for when you hover over the button to display a certain color. Besides that, we're good to go and we can start customizing this layout. I'll show you how to create and customize the header and footer throughout the video as well, so don't worry about that. The first step is to build out our landing page and customize it to our fictional restaurant business. So I'm going to click update, which is going to publish this layout on my restaurant homepage. And so now when I view the page, the layout will be present. So now we're good to go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enable the visual page builder, which Divi is so popular for and which is such a powerful tool. I'm going to start editing the page using the visual builder. If you're not familiar with Divi, it's got a super powerful visual page builder. You may have heard of the kind of drag and drop, what you see is what you get approach that you get through things like Wix. Difference between Divi and things like Wix is the Wix drag and drop page builder is fairly limited in terms of the functionality and what it can do. What makes this so special is that it can do near enough everything you can do on the back end editor on the front end, and you can do it all visually and watch as it happens in real time, which I think is super powerful and is what makes Divi so super appealing to business owners and people that want to build their own website, and probably one of the big reasons why they've sold over 500,000 copies of Divi. I've only been using Divi a short time, but as I said in the previous video, one of the things that I found really cool was how the text editor works on the front end. And it works just like Microsoft Word or a regular text editor. And I'll show you how it works now. So if I want to change this text, I literally have to delete it and replace it as I would in something like Microsoft Word. So I need to come up with some sort of strapline or name for my fictional restaurant. So I really like chicken wings, so I'm going to call it something to do with, actually let's keep it a bit broader, let's call it an American style. James, American style food by James. I don't really like the way that goes onto two lines. Let's just start with this, American style food. Homemade American style gourmet food, fresh from our kitchen, the first of its kind in Norwich. I don't actually know if that's true or not, but I don't think there's too many American style restaurants in Norwich. Okay, so we've done that. Now we need to edit these buttons. We need to figure out color scheme first of all. So American style restaurants usually have red. They have red usually is a big part of their color scheme. I don't know whether that comes from, but I think we're gonna do something with red and white. So let's try and find a good red color. American food red. Frankie and Benny's kind of do, can't remember what color they're. Let's find a red to use as our, okay, let's start with this. So fire brick. So we're going to use this as the primary color on our website, and we need to, that style looks okay I think, but we need to change the color of this button. So we need to go into the module settings and find button 2, because there's 2 buttons. And we need to go onto the design tab to edit the design of the button. And I want to change the background color to the red. And the border needs to be let's get another color to complement it if we can, or a different shade of red. Just using Paleton, which is a free color scheme generator tool. Just going to use a darker version of the red as the button border and see what that looks like first of all. Just let the builder sort itself out a second. Connections probably dropped intermittently a second. Okay, that looks okay for now. And I'm going to try this out for when the button's hovered over. And see what this looks like. I think I'm going to turn the border off that actually and keep the border the same color. Oh. Yeah, I think that looks cleaner. Just going to save my changes using the save button. Okay, I need to change the hover color on the first button, and I'll set it to my primary color, which is this. And all I'm doing when I switch screens, just in case you're wondering, is I'm just copying the hex code for the color using shortcuts on Windows, Control-C and Control-V. Just give that a second to sort itself out. The internet's obviously a bit busy. Okay, so what was I going to do? Button 1, background color. Button 1, hover background color. I'll set it to that red. And I don't like the contrasting borders, so I'll just set that like that. That works for now. Okay, so it's looking fine. American style food. Looks okay on smaller screens as well. I might play around with that a bit more later. But what I need to do now is, if I'm an American style restaurant, the image there doesn't look very American style. So I'm going to use a free image library called Pexels to see if there's any good stock free photos that are a bit more suited to what we're doing. That looks quite tasty. That's making me hungry now. That doesn't look very restaurant-y. Let's just go back. Let's go with this for now. And we'll get it in a nice decent size. And we'll switch out the existing image for this new image. I'm guessing it's done here. Background color. Where's the image? That's weird. Okay, let's just see what this does. Oh, there it is. If you're not familiar with Divi, I was just using the editing history. Again, this is super cool. I think that if you break anything while you're editing and you can't figure out how to get it back, Divi comes with an editing history, a visual editing history, and it literally shows you exactly what you were doing at which time you were doing it. So if you do ever break anything, you can just open this up and click back to one of the previous revisions. You know, it's well signposted. It's telling me what I've been doing: editing section, editing full width header. Sorry, this is the header. So you can just click back to where you want to go back to, click the tick, and it will revert back to that version, which I think is amazing. It's really super useful, and I can see how people building their own website would find that really useful as well. So I just want to check I've reverted back my changes. I don't think I have. Let me just revert back to where I was. Yeah, so I've reverted the changes that I just went through. I'm now going to go back here because I found the right place for the image. I'm going to get rid of that image now for, let's just call it American food. Cool. So that's looking more American style. That's making me quite hungry actually. So that looks a bit better. Yeah, that looks more American style now, so I think that's good for now. The only thing I want to change actually is to make the overlay. There's an overlay over the image because the image isn't being displayed at full brightness, and you can edit the overlay from the design tab. I want to make it a bit darker. It's already at 0.8 actually. I think that's a bit more, the text now visible, but you can still see the food, so I'll stick with that for now. That looks good. So I think that section's good. We can come back and change these links once we've built the pages or where they're going to go to. But for now, I'm happy with that. We've changed it from the default layout, content and template to our American style food intro section. Now let's move on to this section here. So this is a simple about us section. It's clean, it's well designed, but obviously it's not American style. So we need to change this to suit the new American style food restaurant website we're creating. So the first thing I need to look at is this little subheading here, our story. And in particular, I'm looking at the color of the underline there, which is not using the red color scheme that I've opted for. So I'm going to need to find a way to change that. And I'm guessing it's going to be in the subheading section somewhere. Okay, that's not, I was hoping it would show me if it was a H1 or something like that. Let's try and figure this out. Border. Nope. Text color. Shadow. There's the border or underline. Heading text color. Maybe it's in the row settings. Nope. This is obviously styling the actual text. There's only one other bit here, so it's got to be here in the heading. Okay, I'll come back to that so I don't waste too much time on that. I'll need to figure that out. That's not something I've done in Divi just yet, but I'll figure that out later on in the video or in between the next video. What can I do for now? So let's change out this image. So again, this isn't a very American style image, so I'm going to try and find another suitable food image for there. Let's get some more. Food pictures from Pexels. That looks American stylish. That will do. Actually, what size is that image? It's like a portrait style image, so I'll see if there's anything that's more portrait dimensions. There we go. That'll do. So I'll grab this one in portrait dimensions. And let's find a way to change the image. It's nice and easy. Let's upload it. Cool, yeah, that's much more suited to our American style theme. And now we need to change this text, which should be easy enough to do. So that's letting me edit. Oh, what have I done? Just undoing that. Welcome to Royal. Welcome to American style restaurant. Oh, I've forgotten how to spell. My brain's not working. Welcome to American style restaurant. Let's go into the module settings for the content. Let's just write some stuff down. We're an authentic American style restaurant based in Norwich, Norfolk. In case you didn't know, Norwich is a nice little city in the east of England near the coast. It's a nice mix of city and country living, not too busy, not too quiet. There's plenty to do, and now there's plenty to eat, thanks to our American style restaurant. That'll do. Okay, that was a fairly simple section to edit, so we'll keep that as it is for now. My arch nemesis, another underline subheading, which I'm going to have to figure out how to do on the front end of Divi. Let's move on to this section and tweak this stuff here. So this is introducing the shop, and let's tweak this. So we need to change the text using the, we can do this actually without even going into the module. So fresh ingredient, tasty meals. Your taste buds will love us, your waistline won't. Juicy, flavor-packed American style food, bursting with flavor in every bite. We use only the freshest ingredients, locally sourced. Sounds like the sort of stuff a restaurant would say. And we need to change the color of this button. Doesn't match the design. Where's our color scheme? So let's set this to the primary color. Oh, one sec. Just going to save that just so we don't lose any of the progress. Now I'm going to change the color on view items. I'm going to change the border color as well. Save that. That looks okay for now. So it's looking fine. Let's move on to this section. So these are 3 column rows. We've got shop entries with images, text that we'll need to change out and edit. Let's see how this is done. I'm guessing we can do it all on the front end editor. It's prompting me to go into this, so I'm just going to do that. I'm guessing most of our stuff's going to cost. Just change the color. Is that done via heading or text? Text, so let's see what this looks like. Come on, internet. Just make up some prices. And probably, oh no, we can't do it via there at the moment because it hasn't inserted the span code. Just going to change the colour. This doesn't sound very American style, so let's edit. So, classic burger. A classic American style burger. One fresh patty on a lightly toasted bun, lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, relish, and red onions, cheese, optional. I think that red's a bit, I want to tone down the red slightly, so I'm going to use this version of the red. See what it looks like. Save my progress. Just want to see what this colour looks like. Now I'll keep the original red. I'm going to need to change this image. I'm going to have to find a way of doing that. If I can figure out how this row is managed, it's probably going to be done either in the row or the section settings. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here. So row settings, column 2, background. So optionally we could set images for each of these column backgrounds, but I think that would ruin the design. I think it already looks quite cool. So what I'm going to do is try and find a nice image of a burger and replace the image there. So we just talked about a classic burger. That looks a bit Burger King. We've used that. That looks really tasty. Let's just use this one though to start with. Man, the internet must be patchy today, even on fiber. Just give this a second to sort itself out. So we've uploaded the burger. So I'm going to go through the rest of this quite quickly, just so that I'm not going over the same content and styling stuff for you. So let's just call this one the double burger because it's a bit more expensive. I'm just going to edit this text. Everything included within our classic burger, but 2 patties and double cheese and relish. This section we're going to edit it in exactly the same way. They've got this listed as an expensive product, so let's call this the Deluxe Burger, and we're going to edit the price color again, so that's using the same color. And maybe we want to really highlight this product because it's our Deluxe Burger, so let's play around with the title a bit, see if we can, what we could do. So let's make it bold. See what these shadow effects look like. Let's make it slightly bigger. Let's underline it. And see if we can that'll do, so it stands out slightly, but it's not too different to the existing design. And then let's edit this text. The Deluxe Burger is the best of best. Just gonna move that out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Everything included within the classic burger, plus 2 of everything. Double cheese, extra relish, extra onions, 3 patties, and a side order of crispy fries. So keep that as it is. And then we need to change these 2 images. I'm going to cut this section down. Might cut this down slightly, just so that I'm not rehashing old ground. Yeah, 3 sections is fine. So I'll change out these 2 images for burger images, again using Pexels. So I'm going to use this one because it looks super tasty. And this one, what's that? Okay, I'll use that as well. Save my progress. Let's edit the image. I think that's going to be done up here in the row settings for background of the row. Yep, so within the row settings we can edit the backgrounds of the individual columns. It's a 3-column row. So in number 1 column we need to change the image for one of the images we just got from Pexels. Let's use this one. Let's upload that there. That's fine. Now we need to come back into the row settings, go into the background under the content tab again, and we're going to find the background for column 3. We're going to add this. Let's upload that. That looks quite cool. So I'm going to turn on a parallax effect and leave that there just to mix things up a little bit, because this is supposed to be our Deluxe Burger, and if I actually had pictures of a Deluxe Burger, what I would do is keep this as it is, and I have 2 images either side, one of them using this parallax effect where it scrolls like this, which looks pretty cool. I'm going to keep that there, and I'm going to edit the final row. Let's try and think of something other than a burger. What else do you get at American style restaurants? Steak. I need American style steak with fries. This isn't ribs. Ribs are also something you'd get. Okay, doesn't like that. That looks American style. Chicken legs. Chicken wings it looks like. Let's just grab that. That looks like a steak being prepared. That will do, so let's get that. And so, which image are we going to use here? Okay, so we don't edit the image on the actual image, we do it on the row background because it's a background image for the column. So we can't just plop an image down here, we need to, as we're using a 3-column row and we want the image to take up all of the column within this row, which has obviously been set to a set size with this surrounding row or section. So we're going to go back into the row background for the 2nd column. I'm going to take that out and upload one of these 2 images. I'm going to use the steak, beef chopping board fillet. Let's upload that. Put a parallax effect on that as well. Actually, I think I'll just keep that to the 1. 2 is overkill. So let's finish off with this. Sea trout. Steak. Steak's usually pretty expensive. It's a good steak, so and that steak looks huge. We need to change the color quickly on the text. So let's get that red color back. Past that, and we'll change this to chicken wings. they're never usually that expensive. Let's just say £10. Delicious chicken wings served in a number of different sauces. Choose from barbecue, Louisiana hot sauce, or Frank's red hot sauce. Okay, that section looks good. It's now looking more and more like an American style restaurant. Testimonials, what people are saying. So we're going to need to be able to customize this section. That doesn't sound very American style, so let's change it to something like, from those who survived are just leave it from those who survived. I'll keep that like that. So we're going to need to change the color of the testimonial stars. I wonder if I can do that in one go. No, I don't think so. So I'll go into the module. Okay, that's an image. That's annoying. So what we're going to have to do is pay a visit to Flat Icon. If you're not familiar with Flat Icon, it's a platform for free vector icons, which are stylized little icon images. There's over 870,000 vector icons in 17,000 packs. You can get them in PNG, SVG, which is scalable vector graphic, EPS, PSD, and base64 formats. We're going to look for some stars that we can color and size appropriately for our website. That's not a very good selection. That's annoying. Let's just go with this. And we're going to use our primary color on the icons. And it looks about 64 pixels. So I'm pasting in the color hex code there to change the color. I've selected PNG format, which is one of the two image formats used on WordPress websites, JPEG and PNG. I won't go into scalable vector graphics in this video. And I'm now going to replace these star images with the vector that we just styled. Looks okay, but I think it would look better if we can center it. No, actually we'll keep it left aligned with the text. That looks fine. Like that. Just going to change all this dummy copy as you would for your own website. some fictional testimonials. I might change that. Just gonna put this in italics so it looks a bit more testimonial-ish. There goes my diet. I was supposed to be on a diet, but the ribs got the best of me. Ribs lover. This guy didn't provide his name. He's ashamed of his love of ribs. Me and my wife both had 3 courses and ate a lot. Best American style dining in town. Pete and Lucy. Cool, so we've edited our testimonials, we've switched out the icons altogether for styled icons using our color scheme. We've changed all the text. That section looks okay for now. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to change the fonts, but I'm going to show you how to do that globally. Hopefully that works. If not, we're going to have to come back and change various sections. I haven't decided on that yet. But the next bit we need to look at is news, and I'm gonna make a little tweak to this section here actually, because I don't want to use the grey colour too many times. I'm gonna see what this looks like by changing the background colour, just to switch the design up a bit. I think that looks quite cool, but I'm gonna have to change the color of the text now, make it white, so that it's visible on the new background color. Can also change the color by highlighting the text and, sorry, wrong bit, and clicking on the paint pot for text color, so that's a white. And we need to change our divider. I think I've just figured out how to change the color of that. It's set as a divider. Okay, just figured that out. So that's how we change the color of that. That was a divider, not a border or an underline, so that's why I was just looking at the wrong part of the module, which is cool because I've now figured that out. I might try and make this a dark red and see how it looks, just so that it's not all white. Each of the layouts is obviously going to do things slightly differently, so the more you're using Divi and the more you're using the Page Builder, the more you're going to find it intuitive to edit and change bits on the website, because you'll learn you know, how things are done using the modules, which elements are used for which parts of the design. I might try and see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks okay. I think that's more in line with design, but I might change the divider. I can actually click on the module for the divider, which is what I was missing before. There's a set as its own module. Yeah, I like that. So we're using the primary color. So I've taken one color for the color scheme, and we're using different shades of it to make our color scheme. Still American style. We're just using our primary color to style the button, rather than using it to style things like text, and we're using a lighter shade of the primary color as a background color. So now it's not so repetitive with two gray blocks. Now I'll come back up here and I was missing that. The divider set as its own module. I'm going to change the color of the divider now to our regular red. Once that sorts itself out. Save that. Can also now change the color of the divider beneath the testimonials, like so. That's good. That looks fine. I've got two sections left. We've got the news and events section, so I'm going to quickly change the color of the divider now that I've figured out how to do that on this layout. Our news and events, let's just change this text. The latest news and events from the American style restaurant. Looks like it's going to be pulling in the blog content, post number 3. Yeah, so it's displaying 3 posts, but because we don't have any posts set up, it's not currently displaying anything. What I'm going to do is change the background color on the button. First of all. And the border color. I'm going to save. And what I'm going to do is create a post quickly, just so that we can see what it will look like and style it. We do have a post, that's weird. Oh, we just needed to click include uncategorized. So we needed to change the categories that the post block was pulling in, because it wasn't pulling in the uncategorized category. We'll just use the default editor for new ribs. There's new ribs at our restaurant. Tell your friends. I'm going to create one more post. just so that we can see what it will look like, because it's a block that displays 3 posts. So I want to see what it will look like when it's actually got 3 posts to pull in. So I'm guessing we're going to have to style the module itself in terms of how it shows the content. And so title text, pagination text, meta text. Yeah, that sounds right. Style the meta text on the vlog posts. When we refresh this, it will display the 3 posts, but that looks okay for now. But what I want to do is see if I can tweak this a bit. Button, that's what I was after. Should now be okay. Oh, it's showing the 3 posts now, which is good. So we can see how it looks. It looks fine. There's now a link there as well for read more. And grid or full width layouts. Grid layouts definitely best layout. Let's save that. Now we've got the last section here, so the first thing I'm going to need to do is replace the background image. Then I'm going to need to change the styling used on these 2 sections. Trying to find an appropriate image. That looks fairly ambiguous, so let's just use that. And I'm going to change the background used on the section with the image I just got. Use that, and I'm gonna more dividers, I guess. Change the color on these to our red. Change the color on the button. And the border will need to change as well. Actually, we'll keep that white on here because it's supposed to be a call to action button, and that's quite striking against the black background, the dark grey background. That looks fine. Need to do the same on this button. our newsletter. We'll need to style that. As that's a newsletter though, form field background color, body text button. I'm not going to give that the white background because it's not as important as the two main calls to action. And we'd also need to edit the form fields to determine where this form goes. So let's have a look at how it's set up. Email accounts. So we can configure a MailChimp provider. So if we have a MailChimp account, we could now add in our account name and API key, which I might do at some point in this video to show you. But for now I'm going to leave that like there. I might come back to it and configure it via MailChimp for you and show you how to do that. I'm mindful that this video is over an hour now, or over an hour and 10 minutes. I just want to change that background color actually, if I can find a way to do that quickly. Button hover background. Okay, looks good. So we've gone from the initial template to something completely different. We started out with this, which kind of looked like a traditional healthy eating kind of British style restaurant with a bit of a rustic look, and now we've styled it up to our American style restaurant. We've changed the colours, the background colours, the copy, the imagery. We've thrown a few styles in, and we've edited this template so that it would be fit for our American style restaurant. We might need to change our hours of operation. In the next video we'll build out a new page and start looking at the header and footer as well, so that we can style those. Hopefully you found this video useful and it's helped you figure out how to use Divi, or made you aware of the templates you can use within the Divi Layout Manager template pack. Make sure you subscribe for future videos, and absolutely make sure you subscribe if you want to catch the rest of the videos in this restaurant website series, because I'll be building out the rest of the pages in the videos that will be coming shortly over the next week. Thanks very much for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, put them on the YouTube video or let me know, and I'll be happy to help. Thank you for watching as always, and hopefully I'll see you on the next videos. Cheers.